Nathan, thank you for joining me this morning and kind of giving everybody a little market update.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Let me actually do something real quick to make sure my 6-year-old doesn't come and join us.
All right.
Sorry, probably should have thought of that before we started recording.
Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I've got Nathan Einkorn here with me, owner and operator of Quick Start Lending, also a good friend of mine. So Nathan, thank you for joining us, and we're going to give you guys a quick kind of market update today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. So what's new in the lending world?
Oh, last few months have been an interesting roller coaster, daily updates. Almost felt like a day trader there for a long time, how often I had to keep checking rates and availability of products and programs. The good news is as the, country's kind of returning to normal, possibly, I don't know, maybe we'll see. But as people are going back to work, we're seeing a lot of the lenders either adjusting to what's going on now or preparing for in preparation of people returning to work, really starting to actually loosen and relax their guidelines this last week. UWM, who's my favorite lender to work with, the largest wholesale lender in the country, they're kind of the trendsetter. And so when they do something, everybody else kind of follows along. So last week, they introduced a program called Conquest. So for your well-qualified borrowers, 740 plus FICO, 20% down, Conquest is offering rates as low as 2.5%. Now, there's a small buy down for those to get that rate, but the fact that they're offering that on a 30-year conventional rate is, pretty amazing. I'd say the majority of my clients that did Conquest were at the 2.75 to 2.875 range. Wow. So, yeah, pretty significant. When you think about it as far as buying power goes, you have that borrower that was qualified at 3.5% for $300,000, and let's say that they had maxed out their debt to income ratio. That same borrower at 2.5% can purchase an extra $30,000 of home. So, yeah, pretty significant difference. And what I expect is for a lot of these other lenders to follow suit. We've already seen a few of them doing it. And then this week, what we saw, which was pretty amazing, is there was a lot of COVID-19, what we call overlays. So overlays are basically additional guidelines to what Fannie and Freddie say. And a lot of these lenders, including UWM, they had these overlays that they had put in place where, they weren't doing. Some people raised the FICO minimum requirement to 680. They were requiring 6 months of reserves. They were, doing multiple verifications of employment throughout the process. I mean, there was just a lot of extra rules, like debt to income ratios were dropped from 50% down to 45, and some lenders even as low as 40. So UWM announced Thursday, I believe, they got rid of all of their overlays. They're right back to, if we run AUS and Fannie and Freddie say, give us the requirements, UWM is going to match those exactly, which is awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, I know I have several first-time buyers that have definitely been affected by that whose work has kind of been a little bit sketchy, maybe some income that hasn't been quite to the pre-virus levels. So.
Yeah,
this is good news for them.
Yeah, the job, what's been happening with the furloughs and people taking time off has been huge. I mean, I had a deal recently that a borrower that, at the beginning of the transaction, she's working 40 hours a week. Well, right in the middle of it, she gets dropped down to 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
And, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but the lender would basically just said, let us know when you go back to work 40 hours. But, she's in a 30-day contract for her purchase, and, the sellers need to sell, and, how that goes, that domino effect. So it's pretty good. Hopefully we'll be seeing other programs like the down payment assistance products and the Home Ready, Home Possible, those products that allow for lower income, lower down payment, 3% down on the Home Ready, Home Possible, 3.5% down on FHA with CHFA assistance. Now, I personally don't do CHFA loans, but for the borrowers out there that need them, I mean, that program coming back, it should be pretty significant to helping a lot of first-time buyers.
Exactly. What do you foresee in the coming weeks and months?
Oh man, if I had that crystal ball, I'd be talking to you from the back of my yacht. There'd be a big, beautiful ocean behind me, and honestly, I believe that we're going to see guidelines continue to loosen with all the, like I said, UWM started it. We're going to see all the other lenders follow suit. And honestly, I believe that rates are going to stay low. I believe that we're going to, this Conquest program that UWM rolled out has driven a lot of these other lenders to lower their pricing, and make it easier for people to buy. I think we're going to have another great summer. The people that are selling their homes are going to be, because, if you want to buy, you got to sell. So I think it's going to continue to probably be a seller's market. That's probably more, your lane. But just from what I've seen, just in the past couple of weeks, not a lot of inventory out there, so borrowers are shopping and taking a little longer to get under contract.
Yeah, they are, absolutely. I would totally agree with the assessment that it's definitely a seller's market. We had one of the deals you and I are working on currently, had 12 competing offers that we won over. So
Yeah,
it was definitely a seller's market. Yeah. So
yeah,
I do agree. I mean, in the past 7 days, we've had only about 1,700 new listings. Kind of at the peak of it last summer, we were getting close to 1,000 a day. So we're definitely starved for inventory right now.
yeah, yeah. And I think the builders are still plugging away. I haven't seen them really slow down. So, hopefully that inventory will be coming on the market soon. And on my side of things, the best part is that the initial qualification, what it took prior to COVID, those guidelines are coming back. So those same requirements, right? We got the 5% down. We can still do loans for borrowers down to as low as 580. Now the pricing isn't real attractive. It's not the best loan that you can get into, but obviously we always agree that owning is way better than renting. So even if you have to get in at 580 to get into a home and start building your equity, do it. But obviously, right now, I still believe for the best pricing, or to get into that better pricing range, you got to be above 680 or higher. If you're below that, it's time to, don't hesitate. Get with your realtor, get with your lender, start working on that credit repair and get yourself into a position. Because, one of the downsides of what's going on with the forbearance and a lot of the things that a lot of people took advantage of, and with people losing jobs, and this, I hate saying it like this, but there's going to be opportunity for investors. There's going to be opportunity for people to purchase second homes or purchase investment properties here in about 6, 7, 8 months, because unfortunately, part of this whole, what this has done to our economy is we got a lot of people losing jobs and losing their ability to pay. And so there's going to be those short sales. There's going to be those people that just got to get out. And so, if you're thinking about doing that or want to get in that, get into that arena of investments, get your credit up. Because the one thing with investment, I mean, I will say this on those outlier loans, those loans that are like the investment properties or any kind of unique product, bank statement programs, things like that, the threshold for credit is going to be high on those. They're still going to be, I believe, probably 720 or higher in order to get a decent rate and product.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Are there any big changes in jumbo loans recently?
Still not available.
Fair.
I mean, even the big guys, Chase and Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they're not even offering the jumbo product back yet. I am seeing some lenders offer seconds, purchase money seconds, so you can get that jumbo product. So you can, max out 575 on your first, and then get that second in there to, for $250,000, $300,000 to get that first and second. But it's a very complicated product. It is, I've just started kind of learning about it. The overlays, the requirements of it are, I mean, you have to be just an extremely well qualified borrower. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, we have the product, but only one of you can qualify for it, right? It's that whole, we're offering it, it just sucks.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Awesome. Well, is there anything else you've got going on in the real estate world this week?
Man, we are just, I mean, for the people that have been thinking about refinancing or, on the fence about it, call me, call your broker, call whoever you're working with, and at least do a review. Most people, if you can save a full percentage point, even if you're attacking, even if you're going back to a 30 or adding a few more years to the loan that you were in, it might still be worth it. There's no blanket statement. Everyone needs to refinance. Anyone who's screaming that out needs to, just don't listen to that. But have someone do a, in-depth analysis of your loan, and see if it's going to be good for you. And at the same time, if you're thinking about purchasing, you got to get in touch. Like I said, you got to get your realtor, you got to get your lender engaged as soon as possible. The sooner you know what you qualify for, the sooner you know where you're at, the way the way smoother this process goes. That, we know it's so much better to have that borrower that you've been working with for like 2 or 3 months. Not that we want it to take that long, but like, hey, okay, they're pre-qualified. They know they're going to be moving in August or September. Let's get started now, so everything's ready to go. So when you find that house, you're already approved. It's just a matter of, hey, we need updated pay stubs. Let's move. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Definitely makes sense. Awesome. Well, Nathan, I appreciate it. We'll do this again very soon, huh?
absolutely. Thanks for having me again.
Awesome. Have a good one.
You
Thank you.
too.
All right.